6:30, tracking rain and snow for Friday.
Then Bills safety Damar Hamlin making remarkable strides in his road to recovery. Players with a touching show of support. We're live in Buffalo with an update on his condition.
Also, the suspect accused of killing 4 college students in Idaho in court today as new details are being released about this chilling crime.
And Governor Healey shattering the glass ceiling.
I thank you all. Now let's come together. Let's get this done.
The first all-female ticket sworn into office. We have Team 7 coverage of the historic inauguration.
7 News at 6:30 starts now.
First here at 6:30, we're tracking a wet system moving through our area, and this time flakes will fly on Friday. For the morning commute, we'll see mostly rain, though.
Yes, and the snow will move through starting later in the day. Chief Meteorologist Jeremy Reiner here with that first check of your forecast, JR.
All right, we do have that winter weather advisory in effect through the day tomorrow. It does not include the city of Boston or up in coastal Essex County or Plymouth County. You can see the coastline is not in the advisory, so I think for coastal locations, including Boston, yes, it does start as rain tomorrow morning. But farther inland, Worcester, it will be only snow through the day. And then that rain-snow ribbon does head toward Metro Boston as we get toward mid and late afternoon tomorrow. Where is our storm tonight? Well, it's swirling across Michigan. And even here you can see where you've got rain, Cleveland, Cincinnati, and then snow showers back towards Chicago, South Bend. So that's why I do think it is a hodgepodge of rain and snow. Futurecast spells that out. 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, you'll have off and on rain showers. Farther inland, there are the snow showers. And they do move farther to the east. And so by the time we get to the noon hour, still a mix of rain and snow in Boston, but you've got snow into Metro West, Merrimack Valley, Worcester Hills. And the whole thing is out of here, I think, by about 6, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. How much snow is on the way for tomorrow afternoon? Coating to an inch in Boston late in the day. Worcester 1 to 3 inches of snow, and that'll be the case up toward Fitchburg as well as Nashua and even up into portions of Lawrence as well as Haverhill and Atkinson, New Hampshire.
And as we track that wet weather moving through, make sure and tune in to the 7 News Today New England crew. They'll have live coverage for you on the system when they get started at 5 a.m.
On 7 News now, Bills safety Damar Hamlin making remarkable progress in his road to recovery. His doctor saying he's able to write messages and hold hands with his family. He's also reportedly asked if they won the game between the Bills and the Bengals. His doctor's saying, yes, Damar, you won. And a touching show of support here from Bills players tonight. It's the team tweeting out this photo with the caption, back at it, doing it all for number 3. And tonight, Bills players speaking out for the first time on what it's been like for them. A very emotional week. From Buffalo to Foxborough, we have Team 7 coverage on Hamlin's condition. We start with our Trade Air live at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York, with much more.
All right, the Buffalo Bills and the rest of the football world receiving the news they had hoped for since around Monday night at 9 p.m., and that is that Bills safety Damar Hamlin is making remarkable improvements, even though he still does remain in the intensive care unit. The 24-year-old safety who plays for the Buffalo Bills apparently awake and alert now, even able to communicate in writing, even asked who won the Bills-Bengals game, as you alluded to. He's been able to grip the hands of family members at his bedside in the hospital, all encouraging signs for Hamlin, who went into cardiac arrest on the field during Monday night's game between the Bengals and the Bills. The Bills tweeting out a statement this morning, reading, quote, per the physicians caring for Damar Hamlin at the University of Cincinnati Medical Center, Damar has shown remarkable improvement over the past 24 hours. While still critically ill, he has demonstrated that he appears to be neurologically intact. His lungs continue to heal, and he is making steady progress. We are grateful for the love and support we have received, end quote. Hamlin's teammates, including star quarterback Josh Allen, grateful for Hamlin's miraculous recovery.
To know that Damar is doing okay, and I know there's still a lot of things and stuff that he has to process and continue to go through to get back to himself. We're just, again, we heard that news this morning, and there's nothing that could have been told to us to bring our day down. You know, we're extremely happy for him and his family. You know, we just want to love up on him.
And Damar Hamlin making very remarkable progress. One of the first things he asked the doctors in Cincinnati was who won the game between the Bills and the Bengals. The doctors remarked, you won. In fact, what they said was, Damar, you won the game of life.
Last night he was able to emerge and follow commands and even ask who had won the game. One of our partners, when he asked, did we win? The answer is yes. DeMar, you won. You've won the game of life.
So as of now, Patriots and Bills still scheduled to be played Sunday, 1 p.m. Josh Allen asked, do you feel comfortable playing the game this weekend, even after what you witnessed on Monday night? Very point blank whenever Allen said, yes, I do. We're live on the field here inside Highmark Stadium. Trey Dare, 7 News.
And the Patriots returning to practice today to prepare for Sunday's game against the Bills. And today, many players and coach Bill Belichick opened up about Damar Hamlin's collapse, saying they're hoping for a speedy recovery. 7's Lisa Greshey live for us in Foxborough with the very latest tonight. Lisa.
Jadion, and the players are tackling a few different emotions right now, speaking to them all this afternoon. Their first priority, though, is praying for Damar.
I try not to think much about myself and really just pray for Damar Hamlin.
The Patriots keeping the Buffalo Bills' safety top of mind, following the latest developments closely and pulling for the 24-year-old as he recovers in Cincinnati.
A lot of us have dreamed about doing this as a kid, and we love being out there. We love being able to play football, and to watch something like that, it was just bone-crushing. It was heartbreaking.
Hamlin hopefully headed toward a remarkable recovery. Players here at Gillette relieved to hear he's conscious and able to communicate, even asking about the outcome of the Bills-Bengals game.
Everyone's super excited to hear that each time he's doing better, and we're all super excited. And honestly, that's pretty wild. It's just, you can tell that he's a competitor, right?
Head coach Bill Belichick says the team is making multiple resources available to the players, including medical staff and team psychologists.
I think everyone's doing the best they can, and I don't know any other way to put it. I don't think you can block it out. Like, it's part of it, and it's just like this week. Like, it's part of it. Everyone's dealing with it, and we just have to do our best to move forward and, like I said, get ready to play this game.
Again, that game is against the Bills, and it's set for Sunday at 1 p.m. Reporting live from Gillette, Lisa Greshey, 7 News.
As you can imagine, it's been an emotional week in the NFL. Patriots players have been sending their prayers while also focusing on Sunday's game against the Bills. Chelsea McDonald continues our team coverage live at Gillette with more from the Patriots tonight.
Yeah, the Patriots are happy to hear Damar Hamlin is making progress in his recovery. The Pats have all been super emotional the last few days. Adrian Phillips, though, said that it wasn't difficult for him to come back to work here at Gillette Stadium after watching what happened on Monday night because he wanted to be with his teammates. The Pats have to put their emotions for Hamlin aside just for a little bit and get focused on the biggest game of their season this Sunday against the Bills.
It's tough to do, but you just gotta find a way to separate. You definitely go out there and make sure that you're just being safe.
As Damar Hamlin continues to make progress in his recovery, the Patriots are trying their best to separate their emotions to prepare for the biggest game of their season against the Bills.
It's been tough, but I think as of right now, we're prepared to play. We're prepared to go out there and, execute.
It's still the same. We're just, focusing on our assignments and just, execution and going out there practicing hard, just trying to get the game feel and just focusing on our job.
The Pats realized what happened to Hamlin was a freak accident, and while preparations changed a bit for the game, they've remained locked in, knowing their postseason hopes are on the line.
We still have a goal out there, and once you hear the news that he's doing well, that you just kind of separate yourself from it and just go out there and just try to do the best you can to prepare to win the game.
And the Patriots are expecting emotions to be running high in their battle in Buffalo.
The environment, the atmosphere, playing the team that just, experience that you don't quite know what you're going to get. So, for us, we're preparing to play, but we also understand that there's a lot more to it than just the result of a game.
The Patriots are still sending their thoughts and prayers to Hamlin, and the Pats know they have a lot on the line this Sunday. They are expecting the emotions to be very high in Buffalo this weekend, but the Pats say they are prepared and ready for it. We're live inside Gillette Stadium. Chelsea McDonald, 7 News.
And 7 straight air will be in Buffalo leading up to the Patriots game on Sunday. You can watch his live reports right here on 7 News.
And there's more news today. The suspect accused of killing 4 college students appearing in court in Idaho today. Law enforcement tracked down Brian Kohlberger in Pennsylvania. Court documents tonight outlining more chilling details from one of the surviving roommates. 7's Michael Yoshida joining us live in the newsroom with the very latest on this for us. Michael.
And these new documents show the suspect recently applied for a police internship and that his DNA was found at the murder scene. 28-year-old Brian Koberger appearing in an Idaho courtroom, accused of murdering 4 college students in their off-campus home in November. Investigators say they tracked Koberger's phone near the murder scene hours after the students were killed, and that his phone was near the victim's home 12 times since June of 2022. Koberger landed in Idaho late last night after being arrested in Pennsylvania. Investigators say they used DNA out of the trash at his parents' home in Pennsylvania to match it to an item at the crime scene. Investigators say Koberger's DNA matched a tan leather knife sheath found laying on the bed of one of the victims. Police believe Koberger stabbed the 4 students to death, and there were 2 other roommates in that house. Court documents revealing one of those surviving roommates heard crying the morning of the killings and heard a man say, quote, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." That roommate telling officers she saw a figure clad in black clothing and a mask that covered the person's mouth and nose walking towards her. She described the person as not very muscular, but athletically built with bushy eyebrows. She locked herself in her room. Thursday, family members of the victims sat in the front row of the courtroom. Some were crying and staring Koberger down during the hearing.
It's obviously an emotional time for the family, seeing the defendant for the first time. This is the beginning of the criminal justice system, and the family will be here for the long haul. And that's the statement for the media today. Thank you.
And Koberger was held without bail. He'll be back in court next week. Live in the newsroom, Mike Whdh, 7 News.
And now to a developing story in Washington. Kevin McCarthy suffering a historic defeat in the longest speaker contest in more than 160 years. The House getting ready now for an 11th vote for Speaker of the House. Let's take a live look right now at the House floor tonight, where the 10th Speaker vote just finished up a short time ago. Democrats voted in favor of Hakeem Jeffries, while Republicans, who have the majority, are split between 3 candidates, McCarthy, Donalds, and Hearn. So far, none of the nominees have taken the 218 votes needed to become Speaker. And a group of 20 Republicans have derailed McCarthy's bid to become House Speaker. However, McCarthy says he's made progress on negotiations between his allies and those who don't support him. Until a new Speaker is elected, no member of Congress can be sworn in and no new legislation can be brought to the floor.
And now to the inauguration of Governor Maura Healey.
I assume this office as the first woman and first gay person ever elected governor of Massachusetts.
Governor Maura Healey making her story as the first elected female governor of Massachusetts, and it doesn't stop there. She's also the Commonwealth's first openly gay governor. A live look now at TD Garden, where the inauguration celebrations will continue into the night. The theme of tonight's event is moving the ball forward, and that's exactly what the new governor focused on today in her speech, outlining several policy pledges. We have Teen 7 coverage of today's historic events. Let's start off with 7's Dan Housley has more on the swearing-in ceremony.
The Honorable Governor-elect of the Commonwealth, Maura Healey.
Governor Maura Healey making Massachusetts history.
I assume this office as the first woman and first gay person ever elected governor of Massachusetts.
Governor Healey promises much in her inaugural speech, from free community college to unprecedented investments in green projects to fight climate change. She promised a laser focus on making the MBTA safer while fixing roads and bridges with as much federal money as possible.
We want to win every available dollar for shovel-ready projects all across this state.
Former Republican Governor Bill Weld liked that Healey says she wants to make tax reform a priority.
I'm somewhat heartened by the fact that Governor Healey has spoken favorably of tax relief for the people in the Commonwealth. That's a good start.
And 89-year-old former Democratic Governor Mike Dukakis asked what advice he would give to the incoming 51-year-old governor.
Pick the very best people you can, and if you do, they'll respond.
Climate czar John Kerry cheering Governor Healey's promise to appoint the state's first climate czar.
Delighted, excited.
Boston Mayor Michelle Wu says having a partner for her own green initiatives will go a long way.
There are clearly going to be measurable outcomes and progress that we will tangibly feel, so I couldn't ask for more.
Leaving the House chamber, Governor Healey acknowledged the long road ahead, telling me today's speech was just the first step.
We laid out a lot today, but I think, we're busy getting after it. The cabinet's getting to be in place, and, we'll have our first cabinet meeting tomorrow and look forward to all the work ahead.
And Governor Healey already filling out her cabinet, including one pick from her old staff in the Attorney General's office, another going back to the Deval Patrick administration. We're on Beacon Hill. Dan Housley, 7 News.
And the celebration continues tonight at the Garden. The event will be headlined by Grammy Award-winning artist Brandi Carlile, along with some local talent as well. Caroline Goggin continues our Team 7 coverage.
Yeah, well, Ryan, the main program here of the inauguration celebration is now underway. Thousands of people have packed TD Garden, waiting to hear from the newly sworn-in governor and lieutenant governor, and of course, Brandi Carlile. It's about to get really loud in here. I can see the Everett marching band behind me, and they are about to take the stage. But here's a look at the other performers we can expect to hear from tonight. As we mentioned, the headliner tonight is Brandi Carlile, a Grammy Award-winning singer. Governor Healey saying this week that she's been a big fan of Carlile's for a long time, and Carlile said in a statement that she is thrilled to be honoring two barrier-breaking women. Now, we are also expecting tonight to hear from the Everett High Marching Band. I believe they are just about to take the stage. We also heard from the Salem a cappella group, and we just heard from the Boston Gay Men's Chorus. Now, here inside the home of the Boston Celtics, the theme of tonight, as Jadian had mentioned, is moving the ball forward, which is appropriate considering Healey and Driscoll's love of basketball. Again, we are expecting to hear from both of them in the next couple of hours, and Brandi Carlile will bring you the latest right here on 7. For now, we're live inside the Garden. I'm Caroline Goggin, 7 News.
And still ahead here on 7 News at 6:30, we're tracking a chance of snow that should be coming in tomorrow, JR.
Snow way. We are going to talk more about that timeline and the snowfall map coming up in a few minutes.